perhaps one of the worst, if not the worst, Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's been poor for quite a while now. But today, just how poor was he, David?
Well, I said it at half-time, and I mean, I don't like criticising players for any other reason than what you see. It's never anything personal, but my understanding is 38 giveaways today, the most by any Premier League player this season. This is an interesting player. I mean, let's be right. He came into the Liverpool side young, forced into the side more so than by choice, you would argue, and he hit the ground running quite literally. Obviously, loads of plaudits. He was an integral part of Liverpool's success, winning the Champions League, the Premier League, winning the World Club Championship. You know, England representation. So it's not a bad player, but at the same time, he hasn't had any respite. You know, from the moment that he first started playing for Liverpool, he had the injury earlier on in the season. But young players, as older players, but more so with young players, they're going to have off form. And unfortunately for Trent at the moment, it seems that he's going through that bit of off form. And whether or not, now I'm thinking about it, the injury that he picked up, I think it was against Manchester City with the calf strain, he hasn't been used to anything else other than not playing for Liverpool, regularly playing for Liverpool, and then all of a sudden an injury takes him into this sort of different space. So I don't think he's fully recovered from that, be it mentally or even in his sort of in his normal life habit, if you like. I'm trying to think of the right word here. But yeah, he's a young player who is obviously going to have a bad run of form. What you don't want to do is have a bad run of form which results in losses. And today was a result in loss. Jurgen Klopp is very honest in his appraisal and assessment of games. He stopped short of saying Trent Alexander should have kicked the ball away, but Trent Alexander was the only player who could have kicked the ball away. So again, you know, he brings him off, which was a surprise substitution in some people's eyes. We were talking about at half-time, weren't we, Kev, about who they'd bring on in that defensive position because Trent wasn't playing well. Obviously, James Milner was there and he came on, but the game didn't change results. So for Trent, I think as a young player, we've seen this with Jordan Pickford at Everton. There is an argument that you could just take him out of the firing line for a little while, be it a week or two. The FA Cup's coming up. Maybe that's a good opportunity. Just let him settle down again and then get back to being one of these great players. And I'm chatting on here, but it's like, as I said, with James Ward-Prowse. In the sort of international holiday, James Ward-Prowse's performances have been getting better and better. Trent's have been getting worse and worse. So for someone like Gareth Southgate, the question will be, is Trent the right player to bring back and play for the England squad right now? What is the competition around this? So, you know, Trent might need a little break.
Well, if you were Jurgen Klopp, would you drop him then, David? And if you do, who's there to replace him? I mean, it is one spot, one area that they are looking a little bit thin. I know they have Neco Williams there, but let's face it, they're not the same, are they, David?
Well, Trent didn't offer anything today. You know, the crossing opportunities weren't good enough. Obviously defending. I mean, we're talking about one game and every player is entitled to a bad game. But when you add that, a bit like the shooting I was talking about at Liverpool, one shot on its own doesn't mean you've got a bad strike force. But when you've got multiple shots missing, something's wrong. Trent's performances of late have been, when you collect them together, haven't been great. So therefore, Jurgen, do you drop him? Do you rest him? I mean, the word drop sounds almost somehow final. I think it's giving someone a breather. I mean, I don't know about you, Kev. I only ever got dropped at the beginning and the end of my career, so I don't have any kind of sort of happy thoughts about it. But I think he needs a rest, definitely.
Yeah, I would say man management skills are vital now from Jurgen Klopp. This is where, you know, real top managers deal with the players in the right way. And like David said, he rightly said the right things without actually criticising him for the goal. He said the right thing. So I think his man management skills now will show. I think he'll probably give him a rest. You've got the perfect replacement in James Milner, who can play that role, no problem whatsoever. He's fit enough. He's played there many, many times. Take him out of the firing line, give him a rest. He's young, you know, sit him in the video room, let him watch back his performances over the last 3-4 weeks. Give him, continue to tell him that he's a top quality player. You're going for a tough spell at the moment, as every player does, even experienced players, and he'll be better off for it. So I think the man management skills from Jurgen will show through in the next few weeks. He won't be dropped. He'll be rested.